Hi, this is Kim Kent with Bridge Elementary and Bridge Extension, and I am here with the one and only Becky Kang. Becky, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to share with us all that you do. You have three signature programs, your WordSmart, your vocabulary program, and your composers, and we'd like to spend just a little bit of time talking about each one of those. So please, can you start with your WordSmart class?
Well, my WordSmart class, I've been teaching probably about 7 years. It all began with this book right here called WordSmart, published by Princeton Review. It contains 825 vocabulary words that they claim are on the SATs. So I took that. I decided to divide them up into 25 words to make it into a fun game where they can play bingo. And I actually started at Belcroft Bible Church teaching this, and I was acting out every word. It was exhausting. But what I ended up doing was my son asked me if I could PowerPoint every word. And I said, wow, that's a lot of work. But he was right. It definitely, the idea of giving them an image would solidify the meaning of the word in their head. So I attempted that. If you'd like to see,
yes, absolutely,
that PowerPoint,
yes, we'd love to.
I can share the screen with you.
Okay.
And let's see what'll happen. Nothing. Hold on. Here it is. How about that? Can you see it?
Yes, I can. Beautiful.
Okay.
If you can enlarge that, awesome. Beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
So, like I said, there's 32 weeks, and each word you can see has the phonetic spelling, and it has about 4 or 5 different pictures. It also has the parts of speech and the definition. And then the idea is, how do we get kids to really memorize a word? Well, we paint them a picture. We paint them a picture. And so that's what we've done here. And we talk about the words, we do all 3 things. We have visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. They're going to be writing these words in their notebook. And so here's some of the words. Obviously, we're on the P section. So I'm going to stop sharing. But those are our visuals for the PowerPoint in the classroom, where we take 25 words a week and we talk about them. Now, this is an added one. Did I share this yet? Or did I got to press share again? Am I still sharing?
So. No, you need to press share again. Okay, so share with us again.
All right, I will share. I wonder I'm not, okay, wait. Can you see that? Do you see that, Kimmy?
Yes, I can see this. This is beautiful. Okay. So tell us what this is.
Well, first of all, one of my students in my class was named Samantha Kent, your daughter. And yes. She would draw these incredible pictures. So incredible. Well, of course, she's an artist, and they were so beautiful. And a lot of my students did not have the gift of drawing. They just didn't. So when they went back to study their words, they couldn't identify their own picture. So I actually employed Samantha to draw a professional picture that the students later on could go back and they could study. And you can see for exalt right there, there's a picture of a woman lifting her hands. It looks like you actually praising the Lord. Or exasperate, getting red, hot-headed. And this is just so much fun. So I love epitome, Jesus dying on the cross there for us. So again, stop sharing. This is just a fun class because you can include, even I've had 4th graders all the way up to 12th graders.
Sure. Wow.
Do they remember every word? No, but it's a process over time. Definitely those 12th graders, they're taking that SAT, that crunch time to memorize. That image solidifies the meaning. But what I want kids to do is teach kids to love words and to love the word. And, there are Christian innuendos in there, right? Because I teach from that kind of perspective because I'm a believer. But it's just, again, getting them to be a better writer, to have that vocab in their arsenal so they can draw it out.
Wonderful. And so that's a wonderful thing about just learning all of those words. And I love how you said you want to teach them the words so they can learn to love words and then love the word. And that also goes into the vocabulary class that you have for the younger kids as well. Can you share that? I understand that that's more of a new program that you're teaching. Can you share that?
I teach at the tutoring center TO in Crofton, and Madupe, my boss, asked me to create a program. The students that are having trouble, who are dyslexic and they're behind in their vocabulary, she said, can you come up with something? Mm-hmm. So one of the programs that I use along in WordSmart to give accountability to students, who wants to practice, right? Nobody. So we use vocabulary.com. It's a program that I have purchased to use. I put all the vocabulary words actually in WordSmart in there, and then they're able to practice on that themselves. But I've also put all the vocabulary words from the Shurley Grammar curriculum.
Shurley Grammar, yes.
3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. Wonderful. So that if a parent wanted their student to really have something they're accountable to memorize those words, a time, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll show you a little bit about, let's see if I can share again.
Yes, excellent.
A challenge of sharing. I don't know how to do this.
So this is your vocabulary class online. Okay, tell us about this.
So let me show you. I go to my list, and I've got, sorry, I'm giving you a headache. Well, these are my WordSmart class lists.
Okay.
And then right here we have 3rd grade. And, so we'll just click on this one randomly, 3rd grade list number 23. And again, this mirrors with the Shurley Grammar book.
Okay.
So this
beautiful.
is week 23, and you can see the vocabs are foe, friend, pain, discomfort, safe, and danger, unity, accord, attempt, and lure. Now, Shurley Grammar has a great way of teaching vocab. They teach it in synonyms or antonyms. And what vocab.com does here is we have a practice section. So I'll just show you what that is, where they say, what does lure mean? And you choose what one of those mean. Now, if you don't know what all those words mean, they give you a 50-50 chance. Push the right one. They say, nice job. And then they talk a little bit about it, and you move on to the next one.
Great.
Now, the other thing that they do is you have a spelling bee, and you can do that where friend. So you're going to type in friend, the spelling, and then you press spell it, and they say correct. And look it over here on the right.
Oh,
a person you know well and regard with affection and trust. So they've got very simple definitions and so on. You go to the next
safe.
And then the last one, which my students absolutely fell in love with, is the vocabulary jam. You can see it says compete head-to-head in real time with your team members. So you can start a jam with four other people. Wouldn't that be great? You don't even have to fight your daughter to practice. She just goes on. She is studying with her friends, and they're having fun. I love when we watched Mary Poppins. She said, with every job there must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. Isn't that true?
That is so true.
Anything.
I love it. Excellent.
Find the fun.
Excellent. And I love, that was a wonderful segue into your final program. Well, really not your final, because you do so many other things, but the composers, the music, you're an amazing musician. And so you've developed this amazing, it's beyond music appreciation. Please share with us your composers class.
Well, actually, I was a music teacher at Lighthouse Christian Academy across the Bay Bridge when my youngest was in the 6th grade, 7th grade. And one of the descriptions was you had to teach about composers. And I'm like, well, first, I didn't find them very exciting. I didn't know about them, even though I had majored in music. And so I said, all right, that's all right. You can do this. You can do this. Well, at the same time, I had a homeschooler, a mom, who asked me if I could teach her son. One of the requirements is music, right? He was autistic. And she said, could you teach him about composers? And I'm like, how would he want to listen to a tape on music? And thought, okay, I can do this. I'll research the internet and see if there's any interesting ways that maybe people play Beethoven. Beethoven's a great composer. You know, he had a lot of trouble and struggles, and his music is fabulous. People love his music. So I found on the internet Beethoven's Fifth played with the drums. Ba-ba-ba-bum, bum, bum. Well, this boy fell in love with the song. He loved the drums. So then I went into teaching him about Beethoven. That song in particular is nicknamed Death Knocking at the Door. Think about it. Ba-ba-ba-bum, right? So for a musician to become deaf at 35 years old, that's devastating. And how did he go on? And, you know, being a Christian, I do talk about their struggle with their belief, and whether that they played, how that played out in their life. And I just see the kids benefiting. I benefit. I come away from teaching this class just filled. Now, not only do I talk about their life, right? Their history, their childhood, their jobs they had, struggles, but I talk about, and to make it fun, I play a music Jeopardy game. I mean, you're really gonna sit there and listen. They don't care, right? But some might, but they want to win that game. So I made a music Jeopardy game. So they're all ears, and I give them a notebook. I've got all the composers with their picture and the basic facts. I just feel very strongly about our children knowing these important people in history. I mean, I don't really know if we focus on our music history. I know we focus on history, right? But the music history. And then the other part of the program that's different, I would say, from other music programs is the fact that I have a Name That Tune section.
Oh, okay.
They hear the top 10 songs of each composer. So for Beethoven, definitely you're going to hear that, ba-ba-ba-bum, but you're going to hear the other ones. And the visuals that I've chosen, because I wanted to also, like in WordSmart, where you're seeing the visual, the auditory, you're hearing, the kinesthetic, you're writing. I want that to happen in the music too, because then that's where real learning happens. And that's what I'm all about. I'm about real learning. I'm not interested in just taking a class, check the box, done. No, this is going to impact you. It certainly impacted me.
Wonderful.
And so I've got, I've divided up, you've got 3 composers in the Baroque era. You've got Handel and Vivaldi, just fun music. And then the next 3 are the classical. So that is Handel and Mozart and Beethoven. And Beethoven is that bridge into the romantic, which is Brahms, Chopin, Schumann, Franz Liszt, and Rachmaninoff. So you've got those. And the last 2 we finish up in the Impressionistic era with Debussy and Ravel. And what I love about this too is I include art where you can see these words have, in the art, for example, you have, it's opulent. Everything is opulent and very decorative. And you see that mirrored in the music. You see it mirrored in art. Rococo is, you know, the curls and the twirls. And then actually you see it in the clothes.
Wow.
Ruffles and hair that's way up high. And, you know, so I guess just enhancing their education. You know, it's not, you don't just do it because you have to. It's to enhance you. And then I love in the Debussy, when we're doing impressionistic, you know how everything is moving, and with Monet and Renoir. So you hear it in the composers. And then unfortunately, you know, I try to bring that back too. You see that it also their morals now became blurry, and always bringing it back in and making it relevant for
where
us.
they are. Yeah, that's beautiful. Excellent. Well, those are your 3 flagship classes, but we know that you do so much more. Can you share with us some of the other things that are available for those who want to connect with you and take advantage of the great things that you have to offer?
Well, for several years, I've been teaching prep classes in Shurley Grammar. Using these books. So let's say somebody wants to come into a Shurley Grammar program and they have no knowledge of Shurley Grammar. And I have like a week-long class where I give them just the basics, the jingles, the patterns, that book is somewhat intimidating. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty thick. And
Sure.
so I just give them the bottom line. I
Mm-hmm.
see I have a gift of just giving you the bottom line. And again, better make it fun or the
Right.
kids are out of there.
Right.
The other thing is I've been teaching Latin for many, many, many years. And I have created a prep class using this text, the primer A, B, and C. Again, teaching them the bottom line, how to, giving them definitions so that they're not overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
then I also have created a curriculum for those classical conversation homeschoolers that do Latin, Henley Latin. I've taught to parents too, created these classes. So I'm looking into putting them online actually, but
Wonderful.
I
That was
still
going to be my
available.
next question, because we are now in this age of social distancing. And I know that for some of the classes you have been doing some of the Google Hangouts, and you've been doing some things virtually. But it's good. It's so good that you are able to take all of this and put it onto a virtual platform so people can take those classes and continue on with you as well. So
I know you can reach
wonderful.
more people, but it's more fun to have them in the class.
It
And
is.
that
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely. All right. Well, Becky, we're just, again, so grateful to you. So thankful that you were able to spend time with us and share your fabulous programs. I will tell you, full disclosure, my kids have taken many of your classes and they love you. They love your energy. They love just that you instill in them a love of learning the material. And then also at the end of the day, you bring them back to the Lord. You give them practical examples for daily living in the course of teaching them. So thank you so much for what you do. Any last minute words that you'd like to say to our audience before we sign off?
Well, I just am so grateful that you all put this together. You know, as a homeschooler, when I was homeschooling mine, I didn't even know what was available out there, and so this makes it a lot easier. And but that just shows your heart and the Lord's heart, and so grateful for you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. So now if you're interested in connecting with Becky Kang, please, by all means, click the links below and get in touch with her. Yes. On her website, by email, and give her a call as well. Thank
Oh,
you again, Becky. We
thank
appreciate
you,
you so
Kim.
much.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bye. Bye.